What's happening to TradeOgre? Nobody knows. There's a lot of speculation, but nobody really knows. This is really the common theme in cryptocurrency. Nobody ever knows anything for sure. Today, I'm going to look at some of the things that are circulating, some of the information gaps that are circulating around the internet on what happened to TradeOgre. Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. If you are here for the first time, please make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, do all the other stuff to support me and the work that I do on the channel. Today is the 4th of August. We're going to take a quick look at the markets and then jump into TradeOgre because that's what we usually do on this channel. Right now, the market is at $3.7 trillion. That's a almost $300 billion liquidation of funds and siphoning out of the market. $92 billion in trading volume, which is massive, a massive drop. We saw over $200 billion trading volume for a couple of weeks straight, and then now this. Bitcoin is back up to $114,000 today. It dipped to $112,000, which was scary as hell. Ethereum 3,400, Solana 161. Everything's in the red, basically. The Bitcoin charts are looking as follows. Bitcoin has broken back down below the ascending channel and bounced off the previous all-time high of $112,000, and so this is what the support is holding right now. So it's almost like Bitcoin has retraced to this mark, and hopefully now it's forming a nice big green candle, so hopefully that's going to go back up and start pumping again into the oblivions. So TradeOgre, this is the view of TradeOgre right now. It doesn't matter how many times you reload it, that's what you get, and nobody really knows what the heck is happening. There's a lot of talk and a lot of speculation. Two of the most common things are it's either a rug pull, an exit scam, or the exchange has been taken over and shut down. Here's an interesting link. There's an interesting thread on Bitcoin forum, and the first post says, I remember that the Lazarus hacker group used the platform to launder approximately $238,973 in stolen funds from the Bybit hack, which occurred just a few months ago, and I think that was like $1.something billion, $1.4 billion hacked right here. So was TradeOgre shut down, or is this an exit scam by the exchange? And the website is down since July the 30th, and since today is the 4th of August, we're looking at 6 days basically. But so the post is showing the siphoned money, or the money that was to be laundered through TradeOgre right here, $238,973. I doubt it seized, otherwise law enforcement would have announced it, and that's true. If any exchange were to be seized, there would be a public announcement from the authorities who have done so. Some people on Twitter are speculating that it's just a Cloudflare maintenance thing. Others are saying there have been some suspicious activities related to exchanges' addresses for the past few weeks. And they're pointing fingers to this particular account on X. It seems that TradeOgre has had some very suspicious activity over the last couple of weeks, months. When you add it up, over 18 million has been withdrawn from TradeOgre to this wallet address in the last 3 weeks. And the present link to this address goes over here. Right now the balance here is 0.8 ETH, and over the past 5 days there was no withdrawals. 5 days ago there was a withdrawal of 131 ETH from this account, so there is a significant amount of money that has been going into this account, and they have been coming in from TradeOgre. So this is 130 ETH that went in from TradeOgre, 95 ETH from TradeOgre, and another 102 ETH from TradeOgre. So these are all TradeOgre addresses, or a lot of them in any case, that have been, actually all of them, that have been coming in from TradeOgre and then leaving this wallet. And if you go to the very last transaction, 1,085 days ago, FTX2, there was a deposit coming in from FTX2 of 0.01 ETH, and then a lot of transactions from TradeOgre. So this is, well, it's hard to say what account this is, And it's hard to ascribe it to an exit scam that occurred over the past 5 days, because this is not a new occurrence. This has been going on for the better part of the past 3 to 4 years. So it's not really something unusual or new that occurred. So this must be either a wallet belonging to either an investor, somebody who has been making money on TradeOgre, or possibly one of the wallets belonging to the owner of the TradeOgre exchange, and who has been moving a lot of Ethereum. So hard to tell. Some people presume that TradeOgre has been seized because it's not a licensed exchange. It does not require a KYC. It's not a mandatory thing, and so that's a problem. So the suggestion is that the exchange has been seized. Another one is that the owner is Russian and something bad happened to him. The guy is in a hospital, maybe dead, presumed to be dead. Here is a post on a couple of days ago. My Bitcoin deposits were being delayed, but they eventually showed up. That had never happened before, so I assumed they were having problems with their Bitcoin node. Now this happens. So my guess is that either a DOS attack or some sort of server maintenance upgrade. The odd thing is that it has been 6 days and there is no news. I tried contacting TradeOgre on X, but of course there is no response. So but the guy was never really eager to talk. He was very brief. I tried to talk to him about some 2FA issues I was having. I tried doing that, and I tried to talk to him about Caspa, but that didn't lead. So he was very tight-lipped about communicating with anybody. This guy says he deposited $25,000 on TradeOgre. Now, I mean, I appreciate TradeOgre, and I had some funds on it, but I would never hold that much money on an account or an exchange like TradeOgre. That just feels like a lot of money to be holding on a relatively dodgy exchange. For the most part, I used it as a mining depository, in which case I would always mine too and then withdraw my money immediately, or the stuff that I have there is just minuscule. And so I had a small amount of Meowcoin tokens or Meowcoins on it. So it's not a massive loss in terms of, USD, but it is a significant amount of Meowcoin that I would be losing it. But nonetheless, $25,000. Wow. So this guy says 4 days ago, likely just down, but I have no inside info. Nobody has any inside info, bro. 10 hours ago, some guy is pouring out his heart that his money is lost. For that money, I have to work a month at least, and he had is no communication at all. He could be in a hospital, or he could be dead, or exit scammed. All possibilities. But looking at Arkham, when you look at Arkham on TradeOgre, you find TradeOgre and Arkham, there are still $26 million sitting in TradeOgre, in the TradeOgre account, untouched, and none of it has been moved out. So it's really hard to say what's really going on, because I mean, if this was a rug pull, then this money would have been gone by now, right? I mean, they wouldn't just shut down the platform and then just have it hanging out. I mean, yes, granted, nobody can access it. Nobody knows who this guy is, who the people are running TradeOgre, but you would figure that this money would have been moved within hours of the account having been shut down, or if it was a rug pull. When you look at the transfers, you can see that virtually the last transfer was conducted 1 hour ago from a hot wallet, and that was 0.0397 ETH, $138. And before that, every hour almost, there is one deposit being done in mostly Bitcoin. So it's either Bitcoin or Ethereum that is being deposited. Now, the small amounts that are here may indicate, as someone suggested, that they may simply be deposits from mining pools. When you go into analysis here to analyze this deposit, a single sender transferred 0.00057, about $64 in Bitcoin, to two distinct recipients. One recipient was TradeOgre, receiving 0.00015, and while the other was this ad was receiving 61 Bitcoin. And this is like a very small amount of Bitcoin that is being sent. It's so odd So it would either be the proceeds from a mining pool, I would guess, or I don't know, a blatant mistake. In the case of the Ethereum deposit, this transaction involved the wallet sending 0.04 ETH to this address, which then forwarded 0.4 ETH to TradeOgre. A deposit that was done 3 hours ago. This transaction involved a single sender sending 0.0051 Bitcoin to two distinct recipients. One recipient was TradeOgre, receiving address associated with TradeOgre receiving $0.05. The second recipient, so it's basically the same scenario. You've got one single address, and it's always the same address, sending a small amount to two distinct addresses. This is to 212 distinct addresses, totaling. The recipients include various cryptocurrency exchanges such as Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, and OKX, among other, indicating a batch payment or withdrawal operation. So this could be simply a mining pool, and the proceeds that are being sent to TradeOgre are those of an address who is receiving these tidbits. But if you follow this address here, so it's always the same address that is depositing into different locations. A single sender from this address initiated a transfer sending $2 worth of Bitcoin to another address here and to Coinbase. The remaining 5,000 Bitcoin was returned as change to the sender's address. Binance deposit. This transaction represents a large-scale distribution of Bitcoin from a single sender to 212 distant recipients, totaling 0.31 Bitcoin, about $35,000. The recipients include various cryptocurrency exchanges such as Binance, Coinbase, and so on. You go to this address, it only holds right now $32,000 worth of Bitcoin in it, but Arkham is not able to provide any other information in this regard right now for this address. But so if you look at some of the withdrawals here, they went out into Coinbase, Binance deposits from Gate.io, hot wallet to this address, MEXC deposit into this wallet, Binance hot wallet into this wallet, and then from this wallet to 77 different addresses. So I don't know, there's it's no idea what wallet this is. Maybe it's a gambling site, maybe it's a crypto gambling site, and so people this is also why these small amounts are being sent out into TradeOgre. But the point being that the address, the receiving, or the small amounts that are being sent into TradeOgre are automated, and maybe the receivers are not even realizing that they are receiving these deposits. The most important thing, I think, is that 26 million are still comfortably sitting in the TradeOgre accounts, and none of it has been moved. If it were to be a rug pull, then this money would have been gone, already siphoned and long gone. Looking on their Twitter account, on their X account, there is no announcements. Of course, this is why the radio is silenced. The last post was done in May 28th, July 30th. You guys okay? Even Grock, I had an announcement from, I asked Grock, what's happening to TradeOgre? Even Grock gets it wrong. TradeOgre, a centralized cryptocurrency exchange established in 2018, recently experienced a significant outage that sparked concerns and speculation among users. On July 30th, 2025, the exchange went offline for approximately 24 hours. As a matter of fact, right now it's been 6 days. Right now it's been off for over 200 hours. But according to TradeOgre, however, the exchange returned online with a new user interface and no funds were reported to have moved from exchange wallets during the downtime, alleviating some concerns. So I don't know where Grock gets this idea from, but it's very interesting. How about an update on TradeOgre? As of the latest available information, TradeOgre is not down and appears to be operating following its outage on July 30th, which lasted approximately 24 hours. Are we living in a parallel universe? What is going on with TradeOgre? The exchange came back online with a new user interface What? Scala XLA says TradeOgre is currently down. We've reached out to the team and are waiting updates. Not the first time this happened. Last time the site returned was fresh UI and no warning. We're aware that the TradeOgre has been offline for the past 24 hours. This is July 31st. There's no other communication post-July. Growing concerns around TradeOgre. The platform appears to be operational for only a select few, possibly insiders with no regulatory compliance and wallet inactive for 3 days. Rumors of arrests or something more serious arise in this. Is this the end? Well, that's an interesting post. So TradeOgre, so Grock apparently seems to think that TradeOgre is still operational, and this post by Poshaw says that it is operational, but only for a certain number of people. There, in this particular address, the address that is attached to this post right here on ETHScan, there are 5 days ago, there was a huge number, or not a huge number, there was a number of transactions or outflows from TradeOgre, not really massive ones, 130 ETH, right here, where did I see it? 130 ETH 5 days ago, so there was some withdrawals based on that. August 1st, no, it's not weird that TradeOgre, the owners are anonymous and they don't offer any customer support. They could be, and many reasons they're down. So right now, this is probably the most interesting post right here. Yeah, what makes you say a select few can use it? That is an interesting question. It's an interesting post. So I'm not sure if this is an accurate post with the idea that a select few can use it. It looks like this has been, this is an AI generated post. You see those, the dash here? This is a ChatGPT thing. ChatGPT ingests these damn things into every single chance it gets, and so this is an AI generated post, so I'm not sure how reliable that is. But so in any case, Grock seems to think that TradeOgre is online. This post seems to think that only a selected few are using TradeOgre right now. I apologize for the inaccurate information provided earlier. My response was based on outdated or incomplete data, specifically from X posts and web sources dated from around July 30th to August 2nd, which suggested TradeOgre has returned online after 24 hours outage with a new UI. However, given your clarification that TradeOgre has been offline since July 30th for nearly 6 days, I'll address this directly. As of August 4th, 2025, based on your input and cross-referencing with the latest available information, TradeOgre appears to be offline, contrary to my earlier statement. The sources I relied on, such as X posts from July 31st and August 1st, indicated the exchange had resumed operations after a brief downtime attributed to a Cloudflare 522 error affecting multiple sites. For example, one post stated no, TradeOgre is not dead, problem is from Cloudflare, many other sites are down. Another noted they just went offline for a day and came back with a new UI. So TradeOgre is still down, Grock is wrong, and it shows something interesting about AI. The only thing that AI can do right now is scour the internet and provide information based on what it gathers on the internet. It does not have the capacity to think for on its own and look for information other than what's posted on social media, apparently, because it didn't even bother to go to look at the actual TradeOgre website. It just scoured the internet, social media posts to see what people are saying about TradeOgre, and then come back with a wrong statement, wrong response. So there you have it. Grock has no idea what the heck it's talking about. It only scours social media posts and then tells you the feedback given by social media posts. So that's one reason why you shouldn't rely on everything AI like Grock is telling you, and that's that. And TradeOgre is still down. The money is still sitting in the accounts. Nothing's gone. 26 million still present. There's some transactions that continue to be made into TradeOgre. So I guess for now we're just gonna have to sit and wait and see where this goes, because there is nothing else to be done. If you do come up with some insights, with some information, please let me know. Drop me a message below the video or contact me on X. You can find me at thecryptofather. What is it? What's my handle? At cryptofather48. So that's where I'm at. There it is. You can find me on X, the cryptofather, at cryptofather48. Drop me a message. Send me some information if you do come up with some information. But in the meantime, I'll continue digging and let's see where this thing is going. Let's stay on top of this. Also, just a quick reminder, the Crypto and Millennials book is out. It's packed with information, 188 pages of information about crypto and everything related to cryptocurrencies. So pick it up on Amazon Kindle, $11. It's ready for pre-order. The book will actually come out on September 1st, but I think you should be able to get a preview because it's uploaded, it's ready to go. I didn't think it was going to be ready as soon as it has, as quickly as it did, so I made the release date for September 1st just to give myself a little bit more time. But it is out right now for you, so pick that up. Also, do remember to pick up a Descent wallet. You get a $30 discount with the purchase of a single copy, and you get a $99 discount if you purchase 2 of them. Ref links are below the video, so get those wallets. Store your crypto on the Descent wallet. If you have any questions about the Descent wallet, check out one of my review videos. I posted a lengthy walkthrough on how to set up the wallet and what the wallet is and all that good stuff. So check it out. Please remember to smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and come back tomorrow, Tuesday, maybe with more updates on TradeOgre. Who knows? Peace.